Alright guys, a lot of y'all have recommended me to watch my titles a little bit better and make sure people understand that it is not financial advice. So, because I'm taking in your recommendation, I'm going to try work on these titles to make them a little bit more accurate, while also starting every video off by quickly telling them it is not financial advice, as even though I've been doing this for 4 years, 4 years, and just talking to people about crypto since 2016, 17, somewhere at the end of 2016, I believe, and we've made a lot of money with crypto. It's not to say that we'll actually make more. It's not to say that this will actually be a good choice, and I cannot recommend anybody to do anything. All of these videos are just my own damn opinion, like I've said in this tweet right here. Let me rephrase, I'm not telling anybody to buy XRP. Not my goal, and no, I'm not getting paid by Ripple. A lot of people seem to think that I'm getting paid by Ripple. Nope, not the case. If I was, I would have definitely told you guys, but no. All I'm saying is we have a good chance to win the lawsuit, and just for XRP generally to go up in price, and just hopefully skyrocket even, and I like those odds, and I'm putting money into it. It is basically like, okay, you are presented with a, let's say, 100 times gains, with the odds being, let's say, 25%. Say 1 in 4 of getting your money times 100. Now, you don't have to be a mathematician to know that that's a very damn good choice. Because theoretically speaking, I, as maybe an individual with not that much money, could put in, let's say, $15. And if I go times 100 on that, that's $1,500 with the risk of 15. While the profitable side is 25% odds and the negative side is 75% odds, still, if you calculate that, the money is literally just in your face. If you don't take that bet, it's kind of stupid, right? From a mathematical perspective. And that's what I am doing it. But again, that is my math, my own type of numbers, my own type of calculations, my own money. And I cannot make that choice for you. So please, guys, do not take anything that I say as financial advice. I'm not trying to make you guys lose money. I'm not trying to make you guys win money. I'm just trying to portray everything that I see here. And if you want to do something with that, hey, that's fine. But you still gotta make your own choices. I wanted to quickly say that because I do think maybe a couple of people are taking it the wrong way, or I'm just trying to make financial choices for them. I see a lot of people ask me, should I buy more? Should I sell right now? And I always tell them, man, I cannot give you financial advice. It's not my job. I'm just telling you guys exactly what I'm doing and what I'm thinking, but that doesn't mean that that exactly is going to happen. All right, so just quick disclaimer. I wanted to make that sure that people knew that because, again, a lot of questions about that. Then, let's actually take a look at this Jesse Hines situation from a little bit earlier, as I do think that this is going to be a pivotal part of the whole Ripple ordeal. He's actually got a ton of followers over the last couple of hours. I think he's getting like, I don't know, like a freaking 200 an hour, maybe 300 an hour. It's going insane. He's going completely trending because he's like an attorney, and people like that in the crypto space. I am not a securities lawyer, so I'm not going to get into the weeds of facts or allegations surrounding the SEC v. XRP lawsuit, but I do want to talk about the hypocrisy in this thread. In looking at the lawsuit, the SEC has failed at its duty to protect the American citizens, or basically every citizen from the freaking world. The SEC's mission statement is to protect investors, promote fairness, and share information about companies to help investors make informed decisions and invest with confidence. The SEC has done the exact opposite in this lawsuit. In its complaint, the SEC alleges that Ripple has been selling unregistered securities from 2013 on present, part 2, or P2, page 2. In complaint, the SEC admits that it's at least known of the potential issues since April 1st, 2019, P67 of the lawsuit. However, it is clear they've known about XRP much longer than that, and this means that at the very least, the SEC knew that they may bring an action against Ripple since early 2019 and said nothing despite its obligation to protect investors and share information to help investors make informed decisions, which definitely doesn't make a lot of sense. Now, this may not be enough for you, but here's the kicker. The night before the lawsuit was filed, the CEO of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, announced of the incoming lawsuit on Twitter. He then later showed the contents of an email he sent to his employees the night before, and let's break this down. The SEC believed that Ripple was engaged in illegal security sales and went as far as alleging market manipulation and bad faith in its complaint, although not officially pleading them in their prayer for relief, but then turned around and gave the company that they believed to be the bad actors at least a 24-hour notice before the public that an action was coming. With this information, Ripple could have dumped their massive available XRP supply on the market. They could have informed their parents, etc., etc. And I'm not saying Ripple did this. I'm just saying that the SEC has alleged these exact acts in its complaint, and then gave the company that it believed to be the bad faith actor at least 24-hour notice before the public. That doesn't sound like protecting investors to me. That doesn't sound like sharing information about companies to help investors make informed decisions and invest with confidence. It sounds like bad governance. It sounds like a tragic failure of the confidence instilled in them by the American people. And as a kicker, the chairman of the SEC, Jay Clayton, resigns the exact next day. I'm not a believer in coincidence. It looks like and quacks like a duck. It's probably a failure of the American trust and legal system. This is disgusting. This is gross. I'm ashamed. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is a very beautiful thread, as it really does tackle some of the bigger issues that lie right now. First of all, the American government not being at its best right now, period. The American government also not being in the best interest for the investor. And with investor, I mean the little guy like you and I, just people who have some spare money that they're putting in, not the guys with billions of dollars laying around trying to manipulate the market. Another one is we can actually clearly see that they do not have it in our best interest, and that their whole philosophy, again, I can quote from the top here, their philosophy of kind of protecting investors, promoting fairness, and sharing information about companies to help investors make informed decisions and invest with confidence. They're not trying to go after that policy, because otherwise, why would they have given Ripple 24 hours at least to just sell on top of all of us their personal XRP, for example, or tell everybody that they know that have XRP to just dump it up? Because again, we can't really say that they've done that, but there could have definitely been insider trading, which they should have gone against. That's their whole purpose. That's what they want to prevent. That's literally their purpose of the SEC, to make things freaking fair. And also, I don't really get, to a certain degree, also why Jay would do this exactly before leaving. Because Jay Clayton, on his last day, resulted in a $50 billion cryptocurrency crash. I mean, if you think this is fair, if you think this is a smart move, you're definitely in the wrong. And also, why wait years on this statement? Now, I'm not going to say that we as investors of XRP did not know a suit like this could follow, or that they would have some issues with it, because it has happened before. But the SEC had most likely also been aware of the previous lawsuit that Ripple was involved in regarding securities. They most likely knew that exactly from the get-go. They most likely heard about it when they were trying to make this lawsuit as well, right? So why then wait so long? I really don't get the bigger picture behind that. The only thing I can kind of get is that this is not a coincidence. This is a crypto crackdown. They waited for XRP to prosper before trying to crack it down. That's one thing I could kind of see. Another one is this is all done because Jay wanted to quickly get this done before leaving, but then again, I don't know officially how he left. I saw some signs saying he resigned, but I don't know if it's just kind of his term was over where he had to leave or something like that, because again, resigning in my personal head, again, not a native English speaker, means you quit yourself. You just are like, well, I'm out, guys, I'm out, and you leave. But it could have also been that his term was kind of over, where he just had to leave because he was voted out or something like that. I don't really know how the SEC works from that perspective. Once more, I'm not from the US. Clayton recognized Bitcoin as a payment system before, though, and accepted inefficiencies in the current payment mechanisms. So to a certain degree, it's also not like Clayton is really against crypto. It's also not like he's really just a crypto negative individual, right? I mean, in the submitted resignation letter, Clayton outlined his mission to protect investors, which is really dumb because, well, I don't know if you guys can count, but 1 + 1 makes 2 if you like basic math. And really what it comes down to is he did exactly the counter opposite from what he said, which means that either he's a freaking manipulative liar or he just really has a freaking, I don't know, dent in his head or something is just clearly wrong. Because protecting investors and just dropping a $50 billion bombshell on all of us is definitely not the same thing as institutions. They can manipulate the market. They can make money either way it goes. We as holders and people with small amounts of money, maybe smaller brains than these freaking institutions with billions of dollars and huge financial advisors and stuff like that, we're just losing money. Basically, those guys that you're trying to kind of crack down, and the guys you're not really trying to help, but us, the investor, the normal individual you're trying to help. You're not doing that. You're doing the counter opposite. You're making those guys rich, making us poor. That's basically what happened in sell-offs like this. But all right. Under his chairmanship, the SEC adopted a strict stance against crypto and charged several companies involved with crypto offerings, including Block, One, and Telegram, which were more so securities than anything I've ever seen before. Clayton recognized Bitcoin as a payment system and accepted inefficiencies in the current payment mechanisms. During an interview with CNBC, Clayton said, "We determined that Bitcoin was not a security. It was more a payment mechanism and stored value, our current payment mechanisms have inefficiencies. Those inefficiencies are things that are driving the rise of Bitcoin. And I don't really get how then XRP you could see differently, but it seems like Clayton has a different opinion about XRP. While he dismissed the option to recognize Bitcoin and Ethereum as a security, the SEC termed XRP as a security in the latest action against them. And I really don't get the bigger picture behind this. Like, why would they go about it? How would they go about it? Let's see here. In fact, the discussion on why XRP is a currency, not a security, is one we've been having with the SEC for nearly 3 years, and yet we've never been met with clarity. We have, however, explained that XRP is not a security, Ripple CEO Bargan has said in a statement. We've always said there's a lack of clarity or regulatory clarity for crypto in the US, and the SEC here in the United States has sat back and watched for years. In fact, again, they've been doing nothing against it. And I cannot believe, firmly from within my heart, guys, telling you the honest truth, I cannot personally believe that the SEC did not know about this. I cannot firmly believe that the SEC did not expect a dump, that they didn't expect at least $10 billion to just be shedded. I just cannot believe that. I cannot believe. Also, they could have, I mean, there's so many different things they could have done here. I don't even have to quote them. They could have done so many different things, but they chose one of the worst ways to do it. Again, I personally found that they could have most likely, in the best sense, just either told everybody this information publicly at the same time, not tell Ripple first, just to make it sound kind of fair. Second of all, not say anything to anybody and just, just go after it and just come out with a statement rather than a lawsuit against them. Because I think the lawsuit is kind of unnecessary, right? They could have just said as the SEC, like, okay, let's make a rule, or at least let's start making a rule book, as they are the Securities and Exchange Commission, where anything that looks like this is called a security, and then let's see if that applies to Ripple. We don't have to sue them, we'll just make the rules. But no, they're not making rules, they're just going to go look at it case per case, and that's why we're talking about a Ripple standard that's coming from now on forward, because other cases are going to be mentioned, or no, in other cases, this Ripple suit is going to be mentioned. Just like how the Ethereum and Bitcoin case will be mentioned in this Ripple case, it will go forward like that, because if Ripple's deemed a security, or I guess you say, if XRP is deemed a security, oh boy, will crypto see a very weird time, as a lot of these projects will be deemed securities, and Ethereum in that sense is most likely also a little bit of a security to its core. If you look at it, with a lot of there's things that they claim, basically the foundations selling XRP for their profits of the company, giving some to the founders basically, and so forth and so on. Every crypto project has founders. Every crypto project founder has made money off of the project. So what do you want to say with that? I don't really know. Every foundation of a cryptocurrency company, or cryptocurrency I should say, has some of those coins to sell for ecosystem development. You gotta pay people to get your system rolling. And that's what the foundation is for. And I kind of feel as if investors are kind of buying into it and they know they willingly go after it, I don't really get the bigger picture. Also, nobody thought they were buying Ripple stock. There might be a couple of guys, that are just really not good with money. But that's the same thing for Amazon, right? It's the same thing for Amazon. You're going to have a couple of people who just think they're buying, they're getting a part of Jeff Bezos. I don't know. They're getting his freaking personal services. They're just going to be able to call him up. And there's a lot of these companies actually with better examples where just there's also people thinking you can only buy one Bitcoin as a whole. You can never buy shares of it. There's people who don't know their stuff in the crypto space or not their stuff in the freaking money space. There's at least 4 billion people who don't know how to buy a stock. And we're thinking here that this is the big issue. No. The big issue here lies with their lack of clarity and their strange way to provide clarity with just a freaking weird lawsuit trying to make all these people who just worked hard for their freaking money lose it. And all those guys who make money off of trading and just literally trading to sell upon these newbies like you and I and make money on that, they're trying to make them richer. Maybe the SEC is in on this. Maybe Jay is just like, okay, you know what? I'm going to resign. I'll just make a big short on XRP, then call it a security. And I'll just sit back in my new house because, again, I'm going to make a freaking $1 billion. So let's do that. Then I can resign peacefully. So what he did is just he sued Ripple whilst having a huge short on XRP open. And he just was like, okay, let's see if this takes off. If it goes down, I'm resigning because I'm a billionaire. Maybe that's how it went. maybe he told his wife, like, all right, you? Or no, he should have done it. Maybe he's like his nephew, because maybe it's too close and they would know. He told his nephew, like, okay, let's go to the bank. Let's loan some freaking money. Let's go for 100 times, maybe even 200 times XRP short. We're going to make a freaking $1 billion, Johnny. We're going to make $1 billion by shorting this, Johnny. You call your friends, call them together. I'm going to buy you 10 computers. Let's short this mother. Let's short this thing. Maybe that's what went on. That's why he resigned instantly, because he was a freaking billionaire when he went off. Maybe he's the first trillionaire without us knowing it, making so much money off of shorting XRP. I don't know. Maybe it's a sick guy like that. Maybe he gets off of those things. Ethereum, by the way, once more, I said it's also kind of not in the clear at least. Ethereum is doing good. The purpose is still nice. Ethereum 2.0, I love it. There's 2 million Ethereum locked up and everything is looking pretty juicy for it. But be careful, because it's not like Ethereum and Bitcoin are actually completely safe. Even though they've not been called securities for right now, it doesn't mean that I actually won't change. You thought it's just steady like that? No. Since the regulatory is kind of partially done, it can still change. Things might still go worse. And there are still quite a lot of things that I'm kind of afraid of that I won't even say out loud here. So just be careful with your money. This all is not financial advice. Check out GSX. I've been buying into that a little bit. Check it out. Link is down below. It's the gold-backed stablecoin or growth coin. It's pretty damn cool. Link down below. I've been buying some of that. But once more, nothing is financial advice. Even if I'm doing something, doesn't mean you have to do too. And again, our Blood Galling House, which is a Japanese to English translation of what SBI has said about Ripple, it's all a game. It's all a game, guys. I'm just tired. I'm just tired of all this stuff. They're trying to make us lose money. I don't get it. But yeah, that was it for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. We got a new SEC chairman who's very bullish on crypto, so most likely we'll just get a lot of these things sorted out properly. And I do think this rocket ride is going to be worth the risk. But again, do not take this as financial advice. I'm going to put a disclaimer even bigger at the top of every description. I'm going to try to do that to make sure you guys know it. Because I'm sorry if any of you took it as that way. It's never my intention, and I always have a disclaimer in that description down below. But I'm going to make it even more clear to just make people understand that my financial decisions are not yours, and everything I say and do is just because I feel like it and feel like that's my best interest, but it doesn't mean that I actually know what's good for you. All right, just wanted to quickly make sure you know, because even though I want the best for you, of course, I cannot guarantee that you'll make money with all of this. So if you're in, it's your own choice, not mine. Not going to pay by anybody to talk about Ripple, any XRP, anything like that. So that's that.